Hello and welcome to MFL Network. Today, finally, the regular season starting. Today, we got the Baltimore Ravens versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Before that game starts, I just want to take a look at some stats and stories from the preseason. We're gonna start with the Baltimore Ravens and sum it up. The passing game for the Baltimore Ravens is pretty strong, and the running game was really weak in the preseason. We had some notable receivers here like Mark Andrews, Miles Boykin that delivered a lot here in preseason with their limited time on the field. Then the running game, as I said, was weak. We got J.K. Dobbins, the starting running back, who only had 44 yards on 15 carries. If we go down here, Gus Edwards was a bit better on 20 carries. He had 91 yards and a touchdown, but still overall, those two running backs had most of the carries in 3 games and they only produced about 130 yards. Not a good running game here for the Baltimore Ravens. If you look at the passing game, Tyler Huntley, he was pretty good. As the backup quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens, he had a 3-to-1 touchdown interception ratio and almost 500 yards. And he was put into some bad situations when he got in at quarterback. For example, being down 28-0 in the first game of the preseason, and they always came back and almost tied the game. And yeah, that's in general they came back, and due to Tyler Huntley and his outstanding playing time. If we take a look at Lamar Jackson, the starting quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens, he was pretty accurate in general when it came to completion percentage, 37 for 44. But he had some crucial interceptions, so those few incompletions on his deadline were crucial interceptions. And yes, this of course is something the Ravens have to take a look. Now, if we look at the Raiders, we have Derek Carr, who had limited playing time in the preseason as well. He threw for 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, so both starting quarterbacks today had 3 interceptions in the preseason, but he only had 195 yards passing. Then you have Clown Farrell, the former first-round pick for the Raiders, who had 2 sacks in preseason, and maybe his ceiling is finally going up after, of course, getting a lot of criticism on being a first-round pick a few years ago. Then Josh Jacobs was a solid running back in the preseason, but the concerning thing here for the Raiders is that he had the longest reception on the team with 28 yards on a screen pass. That's the longest pass the Raiders had in all preseason. Then you got some notable releases here, as the Eagles released Jordan Howard, former Chicago Bears running back, and Ryan Kerrigan, former Washington football team outside linebacker. And the Jaguars released Tim Tebow, and the Packers released Kevin King. But of course, the story you've all been waiting for, Miami Dolphins and the Houston Texans agreed on a trade. The Miami Dolphins sent a first-round pick, a second-round pick from next year, and Tua Tagovailoa to the Texans in order to receive Deshaun Watson. The trade finally went through, and tonight Deshaun Watson will start for the Miami Dolphins and Tua Tagovailoa will start for the Houston Texans, and this is of course something we want to look at. So here tonight when we will see the Baltimore Ravens versus the Las Vegas Raiders.